We are just a little over 24 hours till kickoff in Atlanta of the SEC championship game between the Auburn Tigers and Georgia Bulldogs. Now, both coaches just wrapped up their pre-game press conferences, and both of their teams are about to go through their walkthroughs in just a couple hours. But we were able to learn a lot about this game. I am with Peter Santo from the Auburn Plainsman, and we're here to kind of preview what happened today and preview the game tomorrow. So what did you think from the press conference today? What were you able to learn about these teams?
There was very clearly some tension in the room between Coach Gus Malzahn and Georgia head coach Kirby Smart. You just sort of tell that they, it seems like they really don't like each other, and they're, obviously their teams are rivals, and they're playing for the SEC tomorrow, so a lot is at stake.
I know, and I was really surprised. Kirby confirmed the conversation between Gus and himself after the Georgia game, saying the "see you in Atlanta" comment. You can really tell these two coaches really don't like each other right now, and that's going to add even more fuel to this fire for both teams. In my opinion, I think this rivalry seems a little more intense than Alabama this year.
It definitely seems intense, especially with Auburn coming off 2 straight upsets, but also really 2 straight blowout upsets, winning by more than 10 points in both games. Really, this is a huge game for both teams. Georgia trying to get revenge. Kirby Smart noted that he missed a call from Falcons coach Dan Quinn while he was walking in here and trying to get some tips on how to win in Atlanta. So both teams are pulling out all the stops, looking to really, this game is really a play-in for the college football playoff.
Well, it will be harder for Auburn. Malzahn said that Kerryon Johnson will be a game-time decision. He's been such a critical part to this offense and has played a key role in all of their wins this season. I don't know if Auburn can overcome it, but Gus seems very, very confident that they will find a way to run.
Yes, Malzahn was adamant about praising the other running backs, Cam Martin, Malik Miller, Devin Barrett, saying that he had confidence in all of them, even though those guys have had limited reps actually in-game in these past few weeks. But obviously, if Johnson was unable to go, that would be a huge blow for the Tigers.
Yeah, and one thing I was able to tell that both of these coaches are so excited to be here, especially in the brand new Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which, if you can't really see behind me, it is an absolutely beautiful stadium. It is unbelievable. So I know Kirby Smart said they're coming out in their walkthrough to get the wow factor out of the way. How do you think just this venue will affect all these people?
I mean, it's definitely, this is the SEC championship. We're in Atlanta, really sort of the headquarters of the SEC. Malzahn talked about that a little bit. It's sort of going to be, it's a neutral site game, but, we're in the state of Georgia, so I would expect it to be about 60-40 Georgia-Auburn fans, but Malzahn said that the Auburn fans are sure to bring their A game tomorrow, and I know the Tigers will try and bring their A game as well.
I definitely think this one is going to be one for the ages. We weren't able to gain that much of their game plans or anything, but how do you think this game is going to go? I mean, Georgia is absolutely out for revenge.
Yeah, Georgia, they're going to be fired up and ready to go. I expect their star running back tandem, Sony Michel and Nick Chubb, to be much more successful against the Auburn defensive line than they were in the first meeting. But I think the Auburn defensive line just controls the line of scrimmage a bit too much, and Auburn has the edge at the most important position on the field. That's quarterback with Jarrett Stidham. And so I expect the Tigers to earn the victory in a much closer game.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to go down to a one-score game. It might be a last-minute field goal, something that'll barely put Auburn or Georgia over the edge. And I agree, Auburn has a momentum right now that I don't think Georgia can handle. They're too strong. Malzahn said they are playing their best football and have been playing their best football continually and regularly since their defining moment after their loss at LSU. So I think the Tigers can pull this one out, but he said their biggest challenge will definitely have to be continuing their play of their best football.
You mentioned the field goal kickers really could come down to them in the fourth quarter. Gus Malzahn talked about Daniel Carlson being one of the best kickers, not just in Auburn history, not just in SEC history, but in college football history. And he has backed it up with the numbers so far in his career, and in what could be his last game, I'm sure he's looking to go out and really play a big part in an Auburn win.
Absolutely. So we're going to stay out and check out what both teams have in their first 15 minutes of practice. You can follow Eagle Eye or the Auburn Plainsman to stay up to date on your wall-to-wall coverage of SEC championship football.